Now at 4, flood recovery. 2 weeks later, the cleanup and the help available. We are live with a new update just in from Hamilton County.
And community relief. We're live in Gary this afternoon where thousands are still in the dark without power, going on 15 days now.
Well, right now, pleasant weather across central Indiana. We are going to time out a warm up and some storm chances in the 7-day forecast.
Plus, the Indiana Fever are in the win column and playoff bound, but a lot of people are talking about what happened off the court in Chicago last night. Hear from Caitlin Clark in just a few minutes.
Good afternoon. Welcome to 13 News at 4 on this busy Monday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence, and we start with new details on flooding, cleanup, and recovery. Seeing what the rising waters left behind, it is just breathtaking, and it's been devastating to a lot of communities.
Heartbreaking.
So here's a look at how high this water got in Noblesville. All of this making national news. Business owners have been cleaning up. Homeowners still reeling from the devastation.
Logan Gay is live in downtown Noblesville for us, where Hamilton County leaders just gave an update on the damage. So Logan, what'd you learn?
Hey, Dustin, Felicia, some big news here in Noblesville. They now have a timeline and a plan on how they're replacing the Hazeldale Bridge, which they say is a complete loss. We have some video of the bridge right here. As you know, the design phase is expected to take about 60 days. We just found out today. Officials hope to have a contractor under contract by Thanksgiving, and that will leave the remainder of 2026 and most of 2027 for construction. Now, officials did say they're hoping to have the new bridge completed sometime next year and avoid having the project stretch into 2028, something they say that they're positive they can do. Now, and today, they also announced the county is also entering into a contract with a debris removal company. Again, that's something that happened just today, that the company will place dumpsters throughout the county to help residents dispose of debris. So they're asking residents, if you have debris, to bring that out. They will be placing these dumpsters around the county in affected areas to help you all get rid of the debris. Now, I have some more details from this press conference coming up later, but again, there's a lot happening here in Noblesville. They are positive that they will get that bridge repaired as soon as possible. They have the funds to do it. Now they're just getting under contract. Again, the timeline is expected to take about 60 days to get a contractor for this project. So they're hoping to get that by Thanksgiving. Dustin,
right.
Felicia, back to you.
Good to have the details and a plan to know what's straight ahead.
Certainly. Logan Gay reporting live for us. Thank you so much.
Also from Hamilton County, look at these faces, will you? Oh,
there you go.
They really need a home, and here's why. The Humane Society there in Hamilton County says it is in crisis mode. Their shelter is over capacity with more than 600 dogs and cats. They took in some pets from Muncie's Animal Shelter during the flooding, so they're going to be holding a Clear the Shelter event coming up this Saturday afternoon. $10 adoptions from noon to 5 at their facility on Hague Road in Fishers. I talked with them about it earlier today on 13 News at noon.
We have TNT will be there with their hot dog truck. We're going to have free ice cream from T-Mobile, but we're just going to make it a fun event for everybody to come. But I mean, it really is, it's a serious thing, and we really got to make some space.
Oh, that's Olive Oil. Yeah. And she's already found a home, not surprisingly.
Does she have a hat on?
Oh, yes, she does. She's wearing a hat. Oh, she came dressed to impress.
I'm impressed.
The first 50 adoptions are going to come with a free goodie bag, and you've still got to fill out an application and go through the vetting and interview process. Remember, it's a commitment, right?
Yes.
Do something like this. Serious commitment. Again, Saturday, noon to 5 at the Humane Society of Hamilton County on Hague Road in Fishers.
Okay, we usually put out the call, and people usually answer.
Usually they do. Yeah, I'll bet they'll clear those shelters for sure.
Mm.
We're also keeping a close eye on Northwest Indiana and cleanup there. As of today, more than 10,000 people are still without power.
Yeah, this mess in Gary has made national news as well. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow since the outage began. Today, food influencer Keith Lee hosted an event in Gary to support people dealing with this ongoing power outage. And that event just wrapped up at the Roosevelt Park Pavilion. So Lee partnered with the Salvation Army, Ace Hardware, Pacer Guard Tyrese Halliburton, and the city of Gary. Here's a live picture right now of what's happening at that event.
Collectively, they donated $30,000 for this cause. Our Emily Longnecker is there. We're going to hear from her in the next hour. Residents there say they have had enough. And today's event could not come soon enough.
I got 3 kids, no family support, no friend support. So this going on, this is very grateful. Helpful. I'm gonna be grateful. We here. Keith Lee, you're an awesome man because you got it out, and now all of this stuff is happening because of you. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be getting this help right now.
It's something that's not really imaginable. Like when it first happened, I kind of figured maybe a couple days. Then a couple days went by, and it's like, okay, well maybe a few more days, and a few more days went by, and it's just like you're out, you're spending money, you're buying ice, you're doing this stuff, you're trying to hold on to your food, and then it gets to a point to where it's like, okay, I gotta let the food go.
So Governor Braun is now calling for an investigation into NIPSCO. That is the power company attempting to restore power in Northwest Indiana. Today, Braun directed the Indiana Office of Utility Consumer Counselor to file a complaint and petition the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission.
In a state, the governor said, quote, NIPSCO is a monopoly utility that Hoosiers pay every month with the expectation that it will use its considerable resources to maintain its system, prepare for severe weather, and restore service as quickly as possible when disaster strikes. NIPSCO has failed to keep its end of the bargain. Again, that quote coming from Governor Braun today.
It's been a long time those folks up there have been waiting. All right, today also marks a moment in history that a lot of Hoosiers remember well.
You know, we had a record tornado outbreak for the month of August. I want to show you some video here. This is damage in Kokomo. There were 11 confirmed tornadoes across our state. One of them was an EF3, winds over 150 miles an hour across Howard County and Kokomo, where it destroyed a Starbucks. Sean, I remember that day very well.
Oh yeah, I was working that day with the 13 weather team, was on the noon show. We talked about the potential of, some rotation, maybe a couple of tornadoes. After the noon show was done, I went into our assignment desk. I said, Kyle Thomas, we will have tornado warnings. It started to become a little more apparent. Never in our wildest dreams did we envision we were going to have a record number of tornadoes. This was an insane day, 7+ hours of continuous coverage because of these tornado warnings across the state, a lot of them happening right here in central Indiana. I want to show you the maps here, how that day progressed. You can see all of those red polygons of tornado warnings, 3 distinct streaks as we had some long track supercells. In all, across Indiana and Ohio, 22 tornadoes. To put this into perspective, in the state of Indiana, month of August, we typically average 2. We had 11. Not only that, we had 2 EF3s, one of which that did go through Howard County, winds peaking again over 150 miles per hour. A day and a month that we will never forget here. As we look at what's happening right now, a quiet weather picture, just some fair weather cumulus clouds living up to their name today. 75 Muncie, 77 here in Indy. Little hazy sunshine. Other than that, you can't complain about that dew point if you don't like muggy air, because that is pleasant. 52, the air is dry for sure, and that will allow for another cool down, and it's going to allow for some rather comfortable weather for the kids that have to be outdoors practicing, getting ready for games and things like that. Sunset at around 8:30. All right, want to get you updated on some breaking traffic news. If you had our free app on your phone, you would have gotten these push alerts here today. But what we have today, a couple of incidents, one of which is on the east side of the state, and we have another that's on west of Indianapolis here. This is going to be US 36 eastbound if you're trying to get to Avon. They have closed that down due to a flipped semi and a fuel leak that they're trying to get cleared up here. So if you're looking for some alternate routes with this, and you can see this, they still got that semi on its side, that's going to take a while here. You can take 40 down to Avon Avenue. You can also take 10th Street westbound as well. Now we've got another serious incident. This is on I-70 eastbound, which is closed now at Wilbur Wright Road. We know at least 2 semis have been involved in a serious crash. Lifeline en route, we've been told here. So if you're trying to get toward Richmond, you're probably going to take 40 through Cambridge City and Centerville. And if you're trying to get westbound, it is open. Westbound's open, but probably going to be backed up. You could take 38 through Hagerstown. We'll keep you updated on this.
All right, Sean, thank you. We'll check back in a few. Let's talk about the Fever, shall we? They are back home today after a dominating win in Chicago last night.
Yes, that game was right here on Channel 13. And today it feels like all eyes are on the Fever, but not just because of what happened on the basketball court, also because of what's been happening off the basketball court.
That's right. This was quite the game last night. I want to start on the court because it's good news for the Indiana Fever. They won last night. They also clinched a playoff spot over the weekend for the third consecutive season, so we like that. They're going to the postseason. But like we mentioned, off the court, it was another eventful night last night in Chicago. I want to show you some pictures from outside Wintrust Arena in Chicago. There was a small group of people who got together to support Sophie Cunningham and her recently made comments that she believes transgender women should not be allowed to play women's sports. You can see all those signs there. But then inside, fans were holding signs from the other side, right? Many of them holding up "Ban Sophie" signs. So we saw in Chicago last night a little bit of the back and forth that we've seen really all summer.
Boy, and that led to a really tense moment in the third, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So with about a minute to go in the third quarter, Chicago's Natasha Cloud gets into it with former NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom, who's been pretty outspoken about his thoughts on all of this. You can see him wearing that woman shirt with the definition on it, causing some attention there courtside. He was eventually escorted out. The Fever talked about what happened after the win last night. Take a listen.
To be honest, I didn't see it. We were talking about it the next play in our huddle, so I think that's probably a question for Chicago.
I mean, I think it's important that people like you guys in this room don't give it any gas, right? Like it's a social media thing.
And you can see Caitlin there kind of nodding along in agreement, right? So off the court, this feels like just a giant cloud that's sort of sitting over this team right now. They just want to talk about basketball. Understandably, they're doing well. They're going to the playoffs. But this feels like the elephant in the room that just continues to follow this team all season long. I talked to Tony East today. He's a reporter. He was there at the game in Chicago covering the game last night. He witnessed the whole thing, so you will hear it from his perspective, kind of the feeling inside that arena. That's tonight at 6:15.
It really has blown up on social media lately, but I wonder if it won't really die down until the league makes a decision about how it's going to address this situation.
Yeah, so far the WNBA has just been saying that they're investigating it, they're looking into it. We were just talking about that, how it's more so a reflection of culture, maybe not even necessarily a specific issue with the league and its players and all
this
parties
just happens
involved,
to be the
but
platform.
this is the platform for what we're seeing this discussion play out on. What will be the consequence, the conclusion of it, time will tell, I guess.
Look forward to your story coming up later tonight.
Yes.